So today I'm going to make kind of a twist on a Caesar salad. There really isn't too much that's traditional about it, but it will have that same kind of savory, bold, umami, rich dressing that you expect in a Caesar, but it's going to be totally vegan. I'm going to have some nice toppings that will add a good crunch. We're going to add some roasted unsalted sesame seeds, some garbanzo beans, which will add protein. I don't know if most of you know this, but Caesar dressings typically have some anchovy paste in it. Since I'm going to do a vegan version of the dressing, I'm actually going to add a can of tuna as the protein just in the salad. So again, you could just make this dressing separate and keep it vegan, and you can drizzle it on other veggies. It's great on arugula as well. Again, the dressing's going to be vegan, but the salad itself, I'm adding some proteins just to heft it up for lunch. So to start, we'll do the dressing. So you're going to need a Vitamix. And I call this dressing my 3-2-1, just because it's easy for me to remember the ingredients that way. So it's going to start with 3 tablespoons of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil if you can. And if you can actually get like really nice olive oils, that's the best. I love olive oils that have like a really nice kind of pepperiness to it. All right, so that's your 3. And then I'm adding nutritional yeast. So I think a lot of people might not know what nutritional yeast is. It's kind of like these yellow flakes. You can buy them at most of your health markets. But they kind of have like a nutty, cheesy taste to them. And so they are really going to help add that umami element to the Caesar dressing. So I did 2 tablespoons of that. And then we need a little citrus in it. And I normally have fresh lemon, but currently I just have this 100% fresh squeezed lemon juice. So we'll do 2 tablespoons of that. And just adding all this to the Vitamix. And then I like to just mix up my acid element a little bit, just because I love the flavor component that apple cider vinegar adds as well. So I'm going to do 2 of the lemon and then 2 of the apple cider vinegar. And again, just kind of bulking this up with ingredients that have their own health benefits is always a plus as well. Apple cider vinegar is great for your gut and your digestion. Okay, so then from there, we're going to do 2 cloves of garlic. And I think I've showed you guys this before. I am obsessed with these. And basically, they're these garlic pods from Trader Joe's. I think you can, I'm sure, get them from other places. But each little square is 1 clove. So it makes it super, super easy, because you can just pop in the squares of the amount of garlic that you need. So there's 2 of those. So that's your 3, 2, 2, 2, 2. And then the 1 is teaspoons. I do 1 teaspoon of dijon. It adds a little spiciness to the dressing too, which is really nice. And then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon also of maple syrup or honey. So that kind of might sound like a strange ingredient, but all it really does is help cut through some of that acid, just so the dressing isn't so pungent. So 1 teaspoon of each of those is perfect. And then beyond that, you just need salt and pepper, which is normally to taste. So I'll start with 4 little cranks of the salt, and I'll do 6 cranks of the black pepper, just because I love black pepper. And we'll just give this a quick whirl. If we need it to have a little bit more looseness to it, we can always add water as well. Obviously, there's not much liquid in there, so just want to get it really blended so the garlic can mix, because that garlic came from the freezer, so it's going to be, freezer cube. So you just want to get that all broken up and kind of taste it. It's really almost perfect. I'm going to add just the tiniest bit more of salt. And you know what? I think I'm going to add no, I actually think it's good. I'm going to add just some black pepper. Okay, so for now, that black pepper will be able to stir up. So for now, we can put that dressing aside. See how it really is just making enough for that one salad. So from there, we are going to grab our kale. So I usually buy big bunches of kale and then I'll rinse them, chop them, and then have them ready in my fridge, like ready to go for adding to sautés, adding to salads like this. And so it's already usually in bite-sized pieces. And the trick with kale, because it is very fibrous and kind of stiff compared to most lettuces, is you really need to work it down, like break it down basically. And so my little trick for that is add a little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of olive oil and salt, and then you want to just kind of massage it really good with your hands. So you want to make sure your hands are clean. So I washed my hands really well before I started. And so that's it in the bowl. And then let's just add the salt. And you always want to salt your lettuces as well, because your dressings might be nice and salted, but they won't necessarily be flavored enough to flavor all the lettuce that you're adding in. So a little bit of olive juice and a little bit of lemon, probably like a tablespoon of each. And then you want to just like really work that down. And what happens is you'll actually see that the kale starts to get a little bit more brighter green. And that's how you'll kind of know that it's getting massaged down right. And you can kind of tell with your hands, when it just feels softer. And it's easier to eat. The salad's more enjoyable that way. And it takes a little bit. You kind of want to work at it for a couple minutes. And then I'll give you a little example. You don't want to massage it down too much though, that it just goes totally flat. So let me wash my hands real quick. I'll give you a quick little teaser shot. So you can see how nice and bright and green it is, a little bit softened. Okay, so we can put that aside. You can taste the leaf. You'll see it's a little bit dressed, which is nice. So to that, I'll just move this down. I'm going to add a half cup of chickpeas. I just have these in my fridge already. And I'm going to do a fourth a cup of roasted, unsalted sesame seeds. Just for a nice crunch, and again, added protein. I would normally eyeball this, but I'm just trying to be precise. Okay. Oops, that's not near enough. Okay, perfect. So add the chickpeas, the fourth cup of sunflower seeds. I have 1 can of tuna that I opened already. I'm just going to strain it. And then add that straight to this as well. You just use a fork to make sure you get it all out. And then the other thing I like to do is add some capers. And I wouldn't want to blend the capers in with the dressing, because then they really kind of disintegrate and you don't get to, keep the shape or anything. So I'm going to grab capers like this in the brine and just add 1 tablespoon of the capers. And if you get some brine in the spoon, that's perfect. And so you have those ingredients. Lots of protein, great texture. I'm actually going to, once I kind of get the tuna broken up, I'm going to add some of the dressing to this because we want the salad to be nice and dressed, but we also want this topping to be nice and dressed. So I'm just going to add a little bit. It smells good. You can smell that it's pungent. It has all those elements that you want from a Caesar salad, which is great. Yeah, just enough to kind of coat it a little bit. So that's perfect. From there, the rest of the dressing we'll add to the kale. Okay. And then I'll grab one of my favorite cooking utensils. I usually don't cook any meal without these, my salad tongs. And you'll just give that a nice toss. Make sure all the leaves are coated. And this is a super satisfying lunch because it has like that really savory, bold flavor profile. The kale is a heartier lettuce, so you really have to kind of chew through it. So it's not just like a salad, this like a lunch salad that's going to leave you unsatisfied, which is great. So there's that. Taste the leaf. It's amazing. From there, all we do is dish it up. I'll show you how I do this. So you can grab one plate. Put the kale, the dressed kale right in the center. You can see how it's like a big, nice, hearty salad too, which is great. And then just right on top, you can put the tuna, chickpea, sunflower topping. And I actually, because I have an avocado, I'm going to add that too. So I'm going to just cut an avocado in half. And I just like to scoop it out, the whole thing out, and get that on my cutting board. And then from there I can do nice, chunky, big cubes. And again, I like to season everything. So I'm going to just put a little bit of salt on that, toss it, and then put a little kind of mound of avocado right on top. There you go. Not too bad, quick, on the table in under 15 minutes. And I hope you enjoy it. Let me know. Bye.